What's up? It's Dallis here. We got my two best friends with us today. These guys were in my last two videos. Most recent one, I tattooed Megan on her leg. We did the Supreme Huntress. And then Braden was the one before, the Bleeding Heart. This is Dobby. We're gonna be doing a tattoo of him later today. A little portrait. I would say like when I really got into tattooing was around 15 years old. Just constantly being surrounded by it, my friends, my family. Art's always been a big part of my life ever since I was a little kid. I think my parents said when I was around like 7, I said I wanted to be a tattoo artist, and it's just kind of always been in the back of my head, always been kind of like a part of who I am. You're transforming someone physically and mentally forever, and I think that's such an amazing thing I get to do every day. True love though always was skateboarding. Been doing that since I was like 2. My dad got me into that, and I don't know, the skateboard culture revolves around art and influencing each other, which I think is a big part. I'm a real nerd, you know. I grew up on Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, you know, Star Wars, The Inheritance Cycle. That's actually where ELDA comes from. Anything fantasy. I love putting like realism with those like mythical twists on my work. Kind of like creating a magical window into who someone was at that time period, or their memories, or like what inspired them. When you capture that and you see the look in someone's eye, that's pretty amazing. Pieces I would love to do in the future. I mean, I love doing big pieces, small pieces, but any type of realism, portraits, mixed in with like that mythical feel. So I mean, if you got any Harry Potter or like Lord of the Rings tattoos, come on my way, I'd love to do that. But yeah, anything with a story behind it, feeling, emotion we can like portray in the piece, I get excited about, you know. Just want to make people happy and keep inspiring others to make art. I think there's always just been this like drive in me to keep creating. I think that's what I love most about skateboarding, tattooing. You know, they never end. You can never hit this peak or this like final stage. There's always some way you can do better, some way you can push yourself. I've just always had that like constant motivation to keep getting better than myself, more than anything. Yeah, actually Matthew McConaughey once said something along the lines of, what motivates me is me in 10 years, you know, where am I gonna be at? You know, what are you gonna be doing and how you're gonna be doing it? That's always, you know, something to look forward to. Over these past couple of years, my son has been a huge motivator, you know, wanting to like create that kind of a magical childhood that we always wanted. You know, getting to travel the world together, my family is everything. So that always keeps me going too. One of the key aspects when like looking to get a tattoo is research. Like, do your research, really, I mean, finding a good shop is one thing, but finding like an artist that you trust, whose work you're just excited about, that you can, you know, vibe with and really like feel what they're trying to do, you know. Get to know your artist. You know, you always want to either have like an in-person consultation or, you know, maybe Skype, or any way you can interact with that person and see if your guys' you know, personalities flow together, your thought processing. All of that's important. Walking in and getting a tattoo is just fine, but I love the ones where, you know, you plan it out, you think about it. For me, I like to get to know my clients so that I can kind of portray a little bit of them into my work that I do for them. Music that I'm into. I mean, I think music is like a huge, almost #1, you know, art form in our life that, you know, is constantly inspiring us, and it's kind of like who we are and where we're at that moment, you know, who we vibe with, who we're listening to, all that. I mean, right now and always, Posty's killing it. Loving his stuff he's putting out. Nav, Jordan Solomon, any type of like that, like flowy, just like sensual rap, you know. Malachi Music.
Hey.
He's always putting out.
A1 since day one, baby.
ELDA, we're kind of, you know, creating into a brand lately. You know, for a long time it was just a word that meant something to me, you know, that inspired me to keep doing better. ELDA's actually derived from the Aragon books I used to read when I was a kid. He would refer to, say, people who've mastered their craft. And so by no means, like, do I think that I've reached that or will I ever, but the whole point of ELDA is just always reminding yourself to keep pushing yourself every day, that you can always be better. Reach for that, you know, that master level, but also realize that that's something that's unattainable. You'll never actually be there, you'll always be pushing yourself. And I think that's what's so exciting about art in general, is it never ends, you know, you're never gonna be done with it. At least, you know, if you're doing it for the right reasons. We're thinking in like a couple weeks from now, we have kind of like a summer fall line dropping. We're gonna have t-shirts, hoodies, fleeces, all sorts of different things, and hats, face masks, some cool stuff that we're working on, just kind of like to vibe with, you know, where society's at these days, you know, where the culture's going, and we feel it's gonna be pretty sick. Hopefully you guys like it. We're gonna have a website where you'll be able to order any clothing. You'll also be able to book appointments with me. It'll be the best way to get a hold of me. Contact me for any reason. Braden, aka Malachi Music, have a little segment on there where you can purchase songs or contact him to work with him musically. Yeah, I think it'll just be an all-around cool community of artists inspiring each other. You know, it's not just about us three, it's about, you know, people we like to work with. Noah, who's another artist, Fallen Owl in my studio. We have tons of artists, amazing artists that we work with. Sooner or later, getting like a skateboard team going, anything to, you know, promote, you know, other youth and kids out there, or anyone trying to do their own thing. I think it's always about supporting each other, especially these days, you know. So, yeah, come join the ELDA fam.